One-on-one interview with President George Bush.
In this week's intelligence briefing, new information on the most serious incident of nuclear smuggling in a decade. A Russian citizen, Oleg Kintsakov, arrested with 4 ounces of weapons-grade uranium. What's so disturbing, according to U.S. officials, is that Kintsakov had no reservations about selling the uranium to an undercover agent posing as an Islamic extremist. Bin Laden has urged his followers to acquire nuclear weapons at any cost. Now there's word about the uranium and its possible source. Joe Cirincione is the Senior Vice President for National Security and International Policy at the Center for American Progress. Joe, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, the reports out of Russia suggest that the came from a place called Novosibirsk. What do we know about this facility?
Novosibirsk is a very large nuclear facility in Russia, a key part of the nuclear complex of the former Soviet Union, still active in nuclear weapons maintenance and production in Russia. The terrifying thing about this story is both, as you said, he had no hesitations about selling this material to a group he thought represented Middle East terrorists, and it was the real stuff. It was high-quality weapons-grade uranium. He only brought a few ounces with him. He said he had a couple of pounds that he would then deliver if the price is right. Although we talk often about nuclear weapons threats in conjunction with North Korea or Iran, it's this nuclear terrorist threat that really poses the greatest threat to American cities. We estimate that there's enough nuclear material in the states of the former Soviet Union for about 300,000 nuclear weapons, much of that poorly secured. This is a chilling alarm for us that more has to be done to eliminate and secure that material.
One thing that was striking to me in my reporting this week is that the radioactivity that is emitted by this type of uranium is relatively low, and I was told that it could actually go through border points undetected. Is that really the case?
Yes, that's because this uranium or plutonium doesn't emit the kind of radiation that would set off these detectors, or beta radiation. It is a much more mild radiation that can be blocked by a piece of paper, by the skin on your hand, or in this case by plastic bags. So it's hard to detect actual weapons-grade material.
So what's the best strategy in this situation? Is it trying to protect these sites with the help of the Russians?
Well, what we've been focusing on is a two-front solution to this. One is increasing detection equipment at our ports. But if you're relying on that, you've really lost the battle. Because if you can ship this in a container to a port, you could detonate it before it even goes through the detection equipment. The real answer is the programs we have in place. We spend about $1 billion a year on them to eliminate and secure this material at its source. We've secured and or eliminated about half the weapons material in Russia over the last 15 years. That's the good news. The bad news is the other half is still not secure, and we're creeping along at a petty pace. As I say, only about $1 billion a year, or what we spend every 3.5 days in Iraq. We've got to do this job more quickly and more earnestly.
Joe Cirincione, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
A different war, but a familiar face from the Vietnam years.